Ricky Stenhouse Jr. shocking move against Joey Logano to win Daytona 500. During the final lap of the Daytona 500, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. outran Joey Logano to win, scoring his first NASCAR win in 199 attempts. What exactly happened? Well, let's find out. Hello NASCAR fam, and welcome back to NASCAR Live. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button, and let's begin. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. can finally declare himself the Daytona 500 champion after all the hardship and prolonged period of failure. Driving the number 47 Chevrolet, Stenhouse beat defending Cup Series champion Joey Logano on Sunday at Daytona International Speedway in double overtime to secure his place in racing lore with a triumph in the premier event for NASCAR. 199 races after first celebrating at Daytona, Stenhouse, who had been winless in the series since winning the summer race there in 2017, won his third career Cup triumph.
Yeah, I think this whole offseason, Mike just preached how much we all believed in each other. They left me a note on the car that said they believe in me and to go get the job done tonight. I made a few mistakes. We were able to battle back. This Kroger Cottonelle team worked really, really hard this offseason. Great pit stops, Hendrick engines, glad a Chevy won. Man, this is unbelievable. This is the site of my last win back in 2017. We've worked really hard. We had a couple shots last year to get a win and fell short. It was a tough season, but man, we got it done. Daytona 500.
The 65th annual Daytona 500, the longest race in history in terms of miles at 530 and laps at 212, came to a close under caution when a multi-car collision occurred after the white flag was raised. In order for NASCAR to proclaim Stenhouse the winner, as the yellow flag was raised, he had to put just enough gap between himself and Logano, who was driving the number 22 Team Penske Ford at the start of the second overtime. Alex Bowman, who started from the pole position, came in fifth, Christopher Bell came in third, and Chris Buescher finished in fourth. Logano, who won the 2015 race, remarked,
Second's the worst, man. He was so close, and congratulations to Ricky, obviously. I mean, there's nothing like winning the Daytona 500. That's why it stings so much finishing second. But still proud of the team, still proud of the effort coming off the championship last year and bringing the Shell Pennzoil Mustang back towards the front and getting a Ford close to the front. Wish it was in victory lane, though.
Moreover, Stenhouse, age 35, provided JTG Doherty Racing a single-car outfit with its greatest racing accomplishment. Before Sunday, the JTG team had only experienced victory once at Watkins Glen in 2014 with driver A.J. Allmendinger. Ted Gesichter and his wife, Jody, who go by the moniker JTG, formed the company with former NBA All-Star center Brad Daugherty in 2009. Daugherty, who became the first black owner to win a Daytona 500, tweeted, "Well done at Stenhouse Jr. and at JTG Racing. Very proud of this entire crew. Hashtag Daytona 500. Three previous Cup Series winners, Kyle Larson from 2021, Brad Keselowski from 2012, and Kyle Busch from 2015 and 2019, as well as Allmendinger, who is currently driving for Colleague Racing, were involved in the final accident. Together with Travis Pastrana, Eric Almirola, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, and others, this incident at Daytona helped Stenhouse secure the deal. In an effort to win the race, Larson moved out of the line too soon and was caught up in the collision that ended the race.
Happy that Ricky won. I'm super, that's all I could think about after I crashed was just waiting to get out and hear that he won. So, yeah, super happy for him and his team, Chevrolet and everybody, but wish I could have at least finished.
Overtime number one. The front of the inside line was stacked up behind the victor of the 2018 Daytona 500, Austin Dillon, in the first overtime, causing him to spin out in his number 3 Chevrolet. The number 24 Hendrick Motorsport Chevrolet of William Byron bumped Dillon, causing a chain reaction that involved 13 cars and 3 previous Daytona 500 champions, including Denny Hamlin, a 3-time winner, Jimmy Johnson, who's won it twice, and Austin Cindric, who won it last year, though Hamlin suffered only minor injuries. Others included were Ross Chastain, the Stage 2 winner, Keselowski, Riley Herbst, Harrison Burton, Justin Haley, Zane Smith, Todd Gilliland, and Noah Gragson. With 3 laps left to go in the race, Daniel Suarez spun out while driving the number 99 Trackhouse Racing Chevy, resulting in the first overtime finish. Busch, a 2-time winner of the NASCAR Cup Series, was in the lead with his Richard Childress Racing teammate Dillon following close behind in the number 8 Chevrolet. Busch was going for his first Daytona 500 victory in his long career. Pit stops breed calamity. On lap 176 of 200, just after the last green flag pit stop started, a few former Cup Series champions and a Daytona 500 victor were caught up in some on-track mayhem. The 2021 Daytona 500 winner Michael McDowell made contact with Ryan Preece, who was running 14th and 15, sending Preece spinning and starting a multi-car accident as the cars were dispersed and attempting to pick up speed. Kevin Harvick, who won the 2014 championship, and Martin Truex Jr., the 2017 series winner, as well as Harvick's teammate Chase Briscoe in the number 14 Ford, were all at the wrong place at the wrong time. Stage 2. To win the second stage, Chastain, driving the number 1 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet, beat Bowman, driving the number 48 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, at the finish line. Joey Logano, the current NASCAR Cup Series champion, finished 4th in the number 22 Team Penske Ford. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was 3rd in the JTG Daugherty Racing number 47 Chevrolet, and Austin Cindric finished 5th in his number 2 Ford. Top 10 finishers are Truex in the number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota, Byron, A.J. Allmendinger in the number 16 Kaulig Racing Chevrolet, Buescher in the number 17 Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing Ford, and Bell driving a number 20 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. Welcome to the jungle. On lap 118 of 200, Tyler Reddick, who was vying for 4th in the number 45 2311 Racing Toyota, lost control of his vehicle after being bumped by Kevin Harvick, who was driving the number 4 Ford for Stewart-Haas Racing. This was the first major accident of the race. Once Blaney's number 12 Team Penske Ford collided with Reddick, both vehicles spun out, resulting in an 8-car collision. Harvick, Larson, driver of the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, Chase Elliott in the number 9 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, Truex, Eric Jones, driver of the number 43 Legacy Motor Club Chevrolet, and Daniel Suarez in the number 99 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet were also involved in the collision. Reddick, Elliott, and Jones, who were racing in a Guns N' Roses paint scheme, sustained the most severe injuries and were forced to retire from the race. Stage 1. Bowman, who took the pole, and Larson, a teammate at Hendrick, led the field to the green flag in the first stage. The Toyota drivers took command of the race after green flag pit stops began on lap 37 of 65 from the Chevrolet drivers, who at first appeared to be in the lead. The top 5 positions and 7 of the top 10 would go to Ford drivers, who would ultimately have the final say. The 2021 Daytona 500 champion Michael McDowell, number 34 of Front Row Motorsports, finished 5th, followed by Ryan Preece in the number 41 of Stewart-Haas Racing in 2nd, Buescher of Roush Fenway Keselowski number 6 and 3rd, with Preece's teammate Kevin Harvick finishing in 4th. The highest placing Toyota was Ty Gibbs of Joe Gibbs Racing and the number 54, who came in 6th. He was followed by Todd Gilliland of Front Row Motorsports, Stewart-Haas Racing's Almirola in the number 10 Ford, Truex, and then Jimmy Johnson, driving the number 84, who returned to Daytona as a driver and owner of Legacy Motorsports Club as the top finishing Chevy. Legendary Command. One Grand Marshal typically serves each race. Most races aren't like the Daytona 500. 9 drivers who have won both a Cup Series championship and a Daytona 500 served as today's starting command, making up a baseball team consisting of Grand Marshals. The first is the King, Richard Petty, who won 7 of each. Jimmy Johnson tied Petty for the most championships won overall with 7, and he also won the Daytona 500 twice. Jeff Gordon has won 3 500-mile races and 4 championships. He's currently a team co-owner at Hendrick Motorsports. While Bill Elliott celebrated a Daytona 500 victory twice, as well as the 1988 Cup Championship, Bobby Allison and Dale Jarrett each won the race 3 times and each won a Cup Championship. Kurt Busch, who recently retired, finally won the 500 in 2017 to go with his 2004 Cup title, while Kevin Harvick, who declared this season will be his final as a full-time driver, matched his 2014 championship with a Daytona 500 victory in 2007. Joey Logano, who won the Daytona Checkered Flag in 2015 and is a 2-time Cup winner, is last, but certainly not least. Meanwhile, let's dig. Why is Bubba Wallace driving a different car? Bubba Wallace of 2311 Racing is not driving the same car as he did in 2022 when the NASCAR Cup Series season came to a conclusion. The upcoming season will mark Bubba Wallace's 3rd with the 2311 Racing team, which is owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan, and his 6th overall in the NASCAR Cup Series. Wallace also had some time behind the wheel of another vehicle last year, driving the number 23 Toyota in an homage to Michael Jordan's NBA history during the team's inaugural season. He raced the number 23 Toyota for the whole 26-race regular season, but for the 10-race playoffs, he switched to the number 45 Toyota, which was installed prior to the team's second season with Kurt Busch, though he did miss one race due to a suspension. The number 23 Toyota will once again be driven by Bubba Wallace during the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series season. Wallace was switched to the number 45 for the playoffs since Busch was unable to compete due to concussion-like symptoms from his qualifying collision at Pocono Raceway in July, and because he had already qualified for the playoffs by winning at Kansas Speedway earlier in the season. Busch ultimately decided to surrender his playoff spot since he wasn't healthy enough to compete in the postseason, but because his victory was still linked to the number 45 team, the number 45 team was still eligible for the owner playoffs. Thus, Wallace, who wasn't in the playoffs himself, was transferred by 2311 Racing to the number 45 Toyota for the playoffs in an effort to increase the number 45 team's prospects of winning the owner championship. Busch's replacement Ty Gibbs switched to the number 23 Toyota for the postseason because Wallace's number 23 team wasn't participating in the owner playoffs. Wallace provided the number 45 team a better opportunity to progress than Gibbs did, who had only ever participated in 6 Cup Series races when the playoffs started. Following a 3-year stay at Richard Childress Racing to begin his Cup Series career, Tyler Reddick joined 2311 Racing as Kurt Busch's full-time successor. Wallace is now back in the driver's seat of the number 23 Toyota, while Reddick's operating the number 45. On the other hand, with the upcoming Pala Casino 400 NASCAR Cup Series, Pala Casino, NASCAR, and RFK Racing will officially launch their partnership. When the race is set to begin, Chris Buescher's number 17 RFK Ford will be decorated with the Pala Casino logo. The NASCAR Cup Series race, which takes place in Fontana, California, is the second of the regular season and comes just after the season-opening Daytona 500. Well, that ends today's episode. We sincerely hope you enjoyed our video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos.